So, Mario has got a brand new adventure for his first Switch outing, claiming to be the first proper 3D Mario since Sunshine, and it's just oozing charm out of every nook and cranny. And in every one of those nooks and crannies are Korok moons. But there is just no denying the fact that this game is just, well, hot dog, it's just fun. As Bing Bing Wahoo, you're the Paisano Italiano to jump on bumps, roll around at the speed of sound, and add mind control and possession to the list of shiznasty Mario can already do.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me, Goku. I give up. Yeah, that's good enough for me.
Mario wins!
The plot of this outing is that Bowser just said enough and was like,
you know what? I want my waifu. I'm gonna give her a fantastical wedding with the help of space rabbits because I'm great.
So obviously Bowser has done no wrong, because I know if my waifu was real, I'd probably be phoning those space rabbits up too. So I guess that's one of the greats about this. There are no Koopa kids, cause holy woly was I tired of them as soon as they came back for a second game. Granted, yeah, these are just Koopa Kid personas, but it's still refreshing to have some new foes. Not only in the boss front, but also just regular enemies. Sure, there's still some Goombas and Bullet Bills, but that's not all there is like the past few games. Plus, the NPCs aren't just red toads. There's characters that aren't stupid little red toads. Also, for basically the first time ever, the characters have facial animations. Up until Odyssey, characters like Mario or Peach pretty much just had faceplates that would swap out expressions or mouth shapes, which isn't a huge deal, but it's just so nice seeing Mario be this animated and cartoony. Plus, jiggle physics for his nose. So the main shtick in Odyssey is that your hat is a parasite that will dig its talons into innocent creatures to let you run amok in their skin. You can't possess any females in the game, however, which I guess is understandable. I mean, I feel like the internet community might throw a fit if Mario was literally forcing himself into a woman's body without consent, even if it's cartoony. I mean, peeps still got upset about him wearing a sombrero. Horrid jokes aside, each thing you take control of has one or two actions it can do, and it can vary from just powered up jumps to new attacks or different modes of transport. Plus, you could be a dinosaur, which honestly was like my least favorite capture. You can use these to get through stages normally and gather moons. But the absolute bestest part of Mario Odyssey is in fact Mario. He controls fantastically in this game. I'll list a few complaints I have first and then proceed to talk about the good with a half chub. So the only negatories I really have about Mario's fancy feat in this game is that 1, running and moving on small ledges can be a little bit awkward sometimes. Lord knows when I wanted to fall down a wall, I would awkwardly slide down it several times or take several extra steps when trying to move an inch to position myself. There is a tackle move similar to 64 in Sunshine, however, instead of it being mapped to one of several buttons not being used, you must start a ground pound midair and then tackle out of it. Nothing overly complex or negative, I just would have loved to have a set button for it. Also, motion controls. Yeah, they can be fun, but these are just waggle to do better, and you can't really turn them off. True, you can do almost all the motion controls via button inputs, but not to the same length, and definitely not as accessible. The easiest example is that rolling using the motion controls is the fastest method of general travel, because just pressing Y can't get up to that same speed. But those are very minimal complaints when holy wow, it is just fun on the bun to run around as Mario in this game. He has so many different options and methods of movement, it's almost absurd, but it's not. It's just fun. Roll around, triple jump, ground pound jumps, backflips, half bounces, and dives, it's crazy. Some of the sequence breaks or skips you can do in this game flow so nicely when you practice them, which makes it a lot more entertaining for people to watch. Sure, the game wants you to capture enemies often to accomplish tasks, but they're not always necessary. Plus, the game does reward you for getting creative with little congrats messages from Cappy or coin piles. It's honestly pretty fun to go through the game capturing stuff as little as possible, as they very often just slow you down, but that's what's so nice. The game gives you the option to make it more challenging if you want, or you can play it normally for an easier and more accessible experience. Speedrunning Odyssey is honestly the most fun I've had in a game in forever. Ironically, I don't really watch many speedruns, but with this game, they're just kind of fun to tune into. The movements are just so mesmerizing, and there are so many little tricks and moons that you can pick up on. The stages vary in terms of greatness, and there are a few filler areas which are a bit of a letdown. I mean, come on now, you can't have Lothric in the game and just have it be a boss fight with a dope nasty dragon that you can't even capture. Bad Mario.
bad.
There's more variety than just grass, desert, ice, and lava worlds, and even ones with a theme similar to those still feel unique, rather than generic 3D or New Super Mario Bros. Shiz. I mean, Bowser weebs out for his castle this time instead of just lava. It is kind of a letdown that with Mario traveling literally around the world, he couldn't visit some lesser visited Mario locales like Land or Isle Delfino or the Bean Bean Kingdom. I mean, come on, it just got a remake. The game is rather short if you're jamming to the end of the story, like the shortest of any mainline Mario, but it really opens up post-game. Heck, you can't even 100% any level until you beat Bowser at the end. Once you do, you open up a slew of new moons and areas. But this is good and bad. Sure, you do get some neat areas reminiscent of Sunshine Secrets or 3D World stages, which are challenging and a blast, but then you get plenty of moons just literally out in the open, or copy-paste events, or even entire stages. But considering the game is just fun to control, it's not as taxing as, say, the copy-paste Korok seeds from Breath of the Wild. It's a bit of a letdown too that the Mushroom Kingdom, despite being heavily Mario 64 themed, didn't have more than one room in the castle, or let you go to any of the old 64 stages outside of the courtyard for a minigame. I think Mario Odyssey could have added a few more stages or expanded their kingdoms a little bit. Plus, we definitely should have seen some more familiar faces like Daisy, Luigi, or even Rosalina considering we spaced. The only other letdown I can sort of pick at is that the outfits are nothing but cosmetics. It would have been neat if they activated some extra abilities or maybe stat boosts, but it's not much of a real complaint, just a personal nitpick. It's still fun to dress up regardless. But as is, it's just a phenomenal game, and it really broke my expectations. The visuals, audio, and above all gameplay are just fantastic. I hope this game gets an expansion similar to Mario Galaxy 2, or even, God forbid, some DLC. Like, come on, Delfino Island is on the map. It really needs to be in the game.